What is happening? What is happening? What is happening? Let me know if you can hear me. Top of the morning. As you know, as you can see, Zach is not here. You can see Blazy in the background, actually. Say what's up to Blazy. Zach is not here with us. I'm just making sure I can, all the audio and stuff. Please let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me. Zach is currently away on a little anniversary getaway. So he will be back tomorrow for the draft order reveal for our Lima League. So it's just me, Bidek Like Cake. I hope you guys enjoyed today. We have a Dynasty SuperFlex mock draft. As always, super simple, super easy for you to join that. The link is in the description below. It says join Discord here. I'll also put it in the chat for you guys. There it is. How's everyone doing? How was the weekend? What was happening? You know, give me the 411. I see a couple people in the chat. See Gator Fan, Tim, Tom, L. I'm really bad with names, so let's just get it over with, okay? Callum, Tunchi, High Dollar Sign, Brandon, L. Lazaric. I don't know how to say it. Let's just call you LL. What's happening, y'all? What's happening? Let me put this volume down. I feel like this music is a bit loud here. At least it's loud in my ear. I don't know about y'all. Just down just a little bit. Just a little bit. Oh, what a day. I gotta make sure because I've never actually gone live on Dynasty Land. Zach always does the Dynasty Land. I do redraft. It's just easier, you know. We don't have to really handle everything. Let's see if the chat pops up on here. This is popping up on my screen. There it is. Okay, that's awesome. I want to draft. Gator Fan, let's do this. Tom, you just got offered to give up Diggs and Brees for Cup. I would do that. I would do Stephon Diggs and Brees for Cooper Cup. Well, if I just got offered to give up Diggs and Brees for Cup. Okay, if you're giving up Diggs and Brees, I wouldn't do that. I would personally want to be receiving Stephon Diggs and Brees Hall in that situation. Yeah, you're trying to move Diggs. I would rather hold Diggs and Brees personally. Yeah, everyone's agreeing. No way, I'll take that. Go after the young wide receiver. Agreed. Gator fans, any tips for calming yourself quickly if you're in the middle of a draft and you feel yourself going on tilt? There's two different ways to look at it. Sometimes you gotta let yourself go on tilt, acknowledge the tilt, and then say, you know what? Let's just get it out, and then we'll come right back, right? Second way is, and which is hard and a lot easier for others, is, you know, hone in, focus. You know, if something happens and someone keeps, you know, sniping you in every single pick, every single person that you want, you know, maybe you have to just take a step back, okay, and then reevaluate. All the players on the board. That's what I would do. Yeah, sometimes you just got to. What's good? What's happening, Tim? Drusif, El Tigre. Yeah, Diggs and Brees, no brainer. Yeah, everyone's agreeing. Tim says drink a beer, you get off tilt. Yeah. Sometimes you just got to, you know. As always, if you can please drop a like. I don't have the Kirk Cousins things, unfortunately. I have it here. It says it's here in the stream deck, but it's not working. So you like that, please, if you can like the video, it really just helps the algorithm push us out just a little bit more. And patreon.com/fantasylandfan if you guys want to be part of a redraft leagues. All of our dynasty leagues are currently filled. We are no longer doing dynasty leagues for this season. We are up to our Lima League that is officially filled. Now it's all about redrafts, which I think is really, really fun. I know a lot of people here love, let me just put that in the chat for you guys as well. A lot of people here love Dynasty, but if you weren't able to get into a Dynasty League, patreon.com/fantasylandfam. Super simple, super easy way to get into one of our redraft leagues. And if not, if you guys just want to support the show, if you believe what we're doing here, there's a way to support the show there as well. But if not, no pressure. It's always all love. Ironic, my first Dynasty startup. Should I trade my second, my 209 for the 4th and 5th rounder? I would say it really depends on I personally like the people going up around the 209. You know, sometimes it can really vary. It can really vary from like CD to Mark, you know, to Russ and Matthew Stafford, depending on if it's 12 team league and how you want to start up. But I also don't mind the fourth and the fifth. Like, it really gives you some good extra depth pieces. I think it really depends. Really depends on where you want to go. But I would definitely take, the 4 and the 5th, because getting those 2 extra picks, I think it's amazing. It's in redraft, pick 4 Eckler or Chase. Would you like redraft, pick 4 Eckler or Chase? I would have to take. Ooh, that's tough. Right now, according to my redraft rankings, I know at the top of my head I should be taking Chase, but I feel like I should be going Eckler. I'm gonna say Chase. I'm gonna say Chase with confidence there. Cole says yes, 2 for 1 is crucial, so they like that. So that's good. Steven, what's happening, baby? How you doing? 17 SuperFlex gives Diggs and a 23 third. A 23 second, get AJ Brown and a 24. A 24. Was it 24 first? Was that 17 SuperFlex? Give Diggs and a 23 second, get AJ Brown and a 24. If that's a 24 first, I would be interested. If that's just a 24 second, 24 first, okay. I will still keep Diggs here. I think the 23 class is pretty crucial, especially in that second round. If it's in top 5 early second round, I think you can get first round value. I've been saying that a lot, and a lot of people don't believe in AJ Brown and what they're going to do there. I still believe in AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts, but I think I just like the longevity of Diggs, and he got that 3-year contract extension. AJ Brown already struggling with injuries, and he's still pretty young in his career. I will go with Diggs and a 23 second. I would keep Diggs. Let's get straight into this draft, huh? Cole saying AJ Brown. Here, let me change the screen for you guys. Just make sure nothing's coming up here. If you guys want to join our mock drafts, the link is in the description below. Join our Discord. Let me pop that in here for you guys. It's so hard with just multiple screens. Once again, join our Discord. Go to the Dynasty mock draft tab, and I will be posting the link there. Dynasty, damn it, Dynasty mock draft. We always post a link there. It's going to be first come, first serve. Not everyone is going to be able to join these mock drafts. Just come through. Just come through. See what happens, you know? All right. Let's get it on and popping. All right, let me get this link for you guys. Once again, first come, first serve. Over already 715 people in the Discord, which is awesome. Really excited to see how far that's going to go during the season. What a day already, huh? Discord. All right, awesome. Tunchi, Diggity, Cole, Buddha, Tebow fan, Dallas, Rude, Dollar Sign, HD, Jace, Cowboy, Chev, and KCB. What's happening, Justin? What's happening? Obviously, you guys know what this is. Superflex, Dynasty SuperFlex startup, mock draft, 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 2 flex, 1 Superflex, and a couple bench spots. 1 minute on the clock. Then we change to 30 seconds, maybe around round 7 or 8. We're going to go to, let's go to 14 rounds. We usually do 14 to 15. You're on the clock. Damn it. Would you prefer Hurts or Stafford in a Superflex? I currently, let me get my rankings up actually so I can tell you on the dot, my guy. 1 second. I want to say I have, let me turn off these sounds too. I have Matthew Stafford 1 spot ahead if I'm not mistaken, but let me just open up my rankings and tell you exactly where I'm at. I know a lot of people love Jalen Hurts. I definitely have Matthew Stafford over Jalen Hurts. So hope that helps. LL says we in there. Let's go. Make it 14 players. Hey, we could be having something like that. You never know. What rookie? Steve says, who's a rookie who has lost his shine for you since draft season? I feel like Sky is being viewed by redraft guys as a flyer. I personally think someone like not Chase Claypool, George Pickens. I feel like he's kind of lost. They kind of lost. I'm on the clock here, by the way. I have to remember this. I'm taking them on. People like a shout out to you, Gator fan. People for me like a George Pickens I can think of has kind of lost his flair. I think he gets lost. I think people are excited about. I think it's overshadowed by a lot though, by Kenny Pickett, by what's gonna happen with Chase Claypool, Deontay Johnson talk. I think Treylon Burks as well with the asthma stuff. So, and then like El Tigre said, lost a lot of luster so far, and I think that is kind of where it's gonna go. They're gonna continue until we see them on the field or preseason. Preseason is gonna happen. We're gonna see all these guys. We're gonna see George, Trey. At least that's the expectation. So we'll see. Not only where's Zach. Zach is away. He's on had a little anniversary getaway with his wife. He should be back tomorrow. Yeah. Andrew, would you trade? What's happening, brother? Would you trade Zeke, Jefferson, and a 23 second for Singletary, Schultz, and a 23 first? I'm trying to compete this year. Yeah, I would do that. I like the 23 first, and I think you can, if anything, if you're trying to compete this year, I think Schultz is a guy if you definitely need help in the running back room. I think Zeke can definitely still finish as a top 12 in my opinion, top 12, top 15. But a lot of expectations that Tony Pollard is going to take a lot of that work. Let's say if he can stay healthy. A lot of people believe. I believe Zach and I believe this could be his last year in Dallas. So especially if you're trying to compete this year, and in my opinion, you can also gain in draft capital in 2023. I think it's okay. What's your preferred, Don? What's your first spot to draft from in a third round reversal superflex? I think definitely the end of the rounds. Like maybe 1 to 12, 9 to 12, especially with a third round reversal. I wouldn't mind having that spot. I did one there at once at the 1-9, and it felt really comfortable. And I kind of liked where I was at, and other people that fell to me. Rookie draft Hall went 1. Drake went 2nd. Who would I take at 3? Ooh, depends on team construction. Right off the top of the head, I can probably either say Ken Walker, or if you want, you can. There's so many options. You do team construction, the best player available. Ken Walker. You can do Kenny Pickett, Garrett Wilson. It really, but that can still redraft mode. It really depends. It really depends on who you need and what you need. But I definitely believe it's Ken Walker that you will go at the 1-3. Come get Lamar, Julia Justin said. I want Lamar. Let me double check my team here. I think this is the one I had Kyler done, isn't it? Let me just double check. I have Russell and I have Russell and Kyler. But this looks like ADP for redraft. I think because Brady is like top 25. Maybe that could be my fault. I can definitely change it. Draft order reveal for Lima. Yep. Draft order reveal is at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Lima. Good call, but I can still redraft. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, Tom Brady is up there. Maybe I need to change it, but I think everyone knows we're doing Dynasty. I don't want to stop it. Let's just keep rocking with it. In a shallow bench, 5 spots in redraft, is it too risky to take any rookies? I think it depends on where the ADP is, in my opinion. Like if you can get guys at really good value, I'm happy for you to take rookies in a shallow bench. And I also think with a shallow bench, I do believe there's going to be more people available on the waiver wire. So maybe you can stray off of those rookies and then maybe grab somebody else. He actually went Tom Brady there. Let's see where I'm at. I'll probably take. All right, what am I thinking here? Things would be too much. Actually, no, let's go. Let's do the stack. Lamar, Marky Mark. I'll take that. Altiga said Brees and Walker are the only two getting production this year. Could be. Could be. I mean, I'm believing. I think Walker is gonna get some work. I know a lot of people believe in Mooney and Rashad Penny. I was actually so funny. Like right before I went to sleep last night, I was watching Rashad Penny highlights, and I was like trying, because I'm a believer that Ken is gonna get a lot of work. And I was trying to figure out why did Penny, do so well at the end of that season in that stretch. And a lot of people are believing in Rashad Penny if he does stay healthy. Gosh, man, maybe I really need to change. Sorry. Dynasty. Is it Dynasty 2 quarterback? I think it is. That's my fault, fam. Because now it's all getting messed up. Let me just double check. Yeah, there it is. That's my fault. I put in the wrong settings. I thought it would be more difficult, but anyways. So when I was looking at Rashad Penny, right, last night, I was like, why was he really successful? And to be fair, he was only successful from weeks 14 to 18. Okay, weeks 14, he played the Houston Texans, who gave up, if I'm not mistaken, the fifth most points to running back. He played the Rams at week 15. He only had 4 points that week. Okay. Then week 16, he plays Chicago, which he does go off. He has 19 and a half fantasy points. So it was in the middle of the pack. Then he plays Detroit, who gave up the second most points to the running back position, where he has 30 plus points. And then week 18, Arizona, the way I see it was that, these guys didn't have everyone playing. They already made the playoffs. They wanted to rest these players. That's the reason potentially why Rashad Penny was going off in those last 3 to 4 weeks of the season. I think it's a little bit skewed in my opinion, because two of those teams gave up the fifth most points to fantasy teams. One in week 18 didn't really have most of their defensive starters playing. And week 16 Chicago, which I do believe is, and if I'm not mistaken, that was a weather game. It was snowing, so all they did was run the ball. He had 17 touches in that game. So I'm not saying I don't believe in Rashad Penny. I think he would still get injured, but I think there was a lot of situations that went right for him towards the end. That's when I was looking yesterday. So we'll see how it unfolds for Rashad. Damn. So Kyle Pitts, Mark Andrews goes late. Should have went a lot earlier. That's my fault. I didn't put the dynasty settings. It's definitely all swapped around now. Yeah, AC's just said they're not committed to Penny. I think so as well. I don't think they're committed to Penny either. I think it's Ken for sure. Steven said Penny has been a strong runner since college. When he's been on the field for Seattle, he has shown pretty good burst and surprisingly okay hands, but he hasn't ever really liked elite in my opinion. Yeah, and looked elite. And I think that's the thing. And when I was watching those highlights, it's not that he didn't have the burst. I just think that if that was Ken, it would just, obviously if it was Ken, he's a younger back, less injuries, more explosive. I think he will hit that whole half of those runs where he's in open space. That's a touchdown. That's a touchdown for Ken. And I think if they're going to be in those situations again and running those plays again, or some similar plays, it goes to Sean Watson. I'm going to take, just double check here. Yeah, I'm going to take Justin Fields here. And I think if that was Ken Walker, half of that time will be touchdowns. They'll be in different situations. I really like Ken for sure. Can the real estate agent? Penny is too fragile. I agree as well. And that was a surprise too. I was surprised how fast Rashad Penny was looking in when he hit the hole. But at the same time, I don't know if that the longevity there is going to sustain because he is so injury prone. I said this in one of our videos that just released last night, actually on our redraft channel. Rashad Penny has missed more than 5 games every single year outside of his rookie year. So I think it's not if he gets hurt, it's when he gets hurt, in my opinion. So Pete Carroll's moving to running back committee system anyway. They'll both be relevant, but Walker is a long-term pick for sure. For sure. I definitely think it will start off as committee and then move on to just being Ken. But I think the reason why it's going to move on to being Ken because Rashad Penny is going to be hurt. If he doesn't get hurt, I still believe they'll move on from him. But I think it will look different, you know. It'll be more of a gradual than just like, okay, it's Ken, compared to if Rashad is going to get hurt. Deshaun Watson at the 3-4, still no verdict here on what's happening with Deshaun. I don't know if you guys have heard any new news, if there was anything. They still said the verdict will still be a couple more weeks potentially. I haven't heard anything today, or maybe in the last couple of days. I don't know if you guys have heard anything. Let me know. But Deshaun Watson at the 3-4, it's still crazy that nothing has happened, in my opinion. He has used one running back at the time when he could, but it's not the OC either. So, yeah, we'll see. And I think this offense is going to struggle. Let's not forget that. In my opinion, I think it's going to struggle with Geno. I know, Steve, we've been talking about it a little bit on Discord with Geno or Drew. I know a lot of people believing in Geno. I'm not somebody that's going to believe in Geno or Drew that's going to make, be more pass efficient offense. I mean, I think whenever you lose Russell Wilson, you're tearing down tremendously unless you're getting a superior guy like, one of these Herberts, Lamar, but obviously that's not the case with Drew and Geno, excuse me. So for me, I don't know, we'll see. Kind of compare Kent to Swift, similar build. Wow, interesting. It makes sense though. I mean, and I said this before. I think we will be surprised on how much. I think I said this in the streamers, supporters only. Don't be surprised if Ken is gonna get, more touches out of the air. In my opinion, he's not a pass catching back. He never was in college, but doesn't mean he doesn't know how to catch the ball. And I think we will be surprised in how much he will get utilized in the air. When I say utilize 2 to 5, 2 to 4 touches a game, that won't be crazy significant. It won't feel significant until like we come to the end of the season. Like, dang, he had 50 plus touches. He had 40 plus touches. LT, the entire league is shifting towards the committee model. That's why I think they'll move that direction, especially being a division with the Niners. Yeah, a really strong running division for sure. Watson said if he's suspended the whole year, he's suing the NFL. Ooh. I didn't hear that. That's crazy. If he does sue the NFL, you think that's like the way Watson can get out? Like, hey, I'm gonna sue you guys. Let's just not do this. Okay, we'll give you half the year. We'll give you half the year suspension. 6 to 8 games. That'd just be so dumb. Just to be clear, I think Geno can be between the fine and good, but isn't going to lead an explosive offense for sure. I'm on the clock here. Let's see where I can go. So I went Lamar, Mark Andrews, Justin Fields. I mean, according to my rankings, I usually don't go running back. But maybe I go wide receiver. Let's double check this. Man, what to do here? I'm looking at next to best available player on my rankings here. I don't think I should take right here. Yeah, let's take Joe. Wow. Let's take Joe. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting how Gino is going to go. AJ Brown at the 4-4 is criminal. Yeah, I didn't change the to dynasty settings early, so that's my fault. That's why you see like Pitts falling to 2-9. You ever seen Twin Towers, baby? Ken isn't a good pass catcher, of course, but I have faith in his ability to be a decent pass catcher, and I believe he's a superior athlete and runner. And Ken was a good pass catcher in high school, apparently. Yeah, so, you know, I think it's really, sometimes I don't love when analysts, I mean, we do it too, and I've done it before, and I always try to correct myself. I don't love when, like, analysts or people in the industry saying, well, he's not a pass catching back. You know, and I forgot who I heard this years ago now, and I'm pretty sure it was from Ray JQ. He was like, "Can you catch the ball?" Yeah. So that means you can like, he could be a pass catching back. Like, everyone can catch the ball. It's just that's not his specialty. DeAndre Swift is a pass catching back. You know, like Breece Hall, I guess in college you could say he is a pass catching back because the majority of his workload, or like a good percentage of his workload, also came from the air. You know, Dalvin Cook, pass catching back. Travis Etienne, pass catching back. Doesn't mean guys like all these other guys don't know how to catch a ball. And I think that is where I don't love the I guess the description of pass catching back, because everyone knows how to catch a ball. But I think it's just too, they take it too far sometimes. He would have finished as a wide receiver 6 last year. Would you be willing to start Andrews in a flex in a league that doesn't start a tight end? I would be, but also be hesitant, especially if this is the league that you're talking about with like your home league. I would be, but also be hesitant because of, you know, the depth of, because you have, I'm pretty sure you have 5 bench spots as well. I would be okay with him. Wide receiver 6, Mark Andrews. Yeah, I would be okay with it. G-Money, do you think there's a good chance Breece Hall busts because he's on the Jets? I don't trust Zach Wilson. Well, hold on 1 second. I'm on the clock here. Okay. DJ Moore, Deontay. Jerry already went. Garrett Wilson already went. Next best available, according to my rankings. I'm actually going to take Chris Olave. I was going to take Treylon Burks, but they're back-to-back my rankings, and I still would rather have Chris Olave. Make sure I didn't forget anyone out there on Twitch. No, we're chilling right now. Okay. So to answer that question, Breece Hall, you know, bust at the Jets. I really believe that what the Jets are doing right now, you know, I like this new head coach. You know, I like the system that they're bringing in. They're bringing talent on the defense and the offensive side of the ball. I don't think Breece will be a bust. I think maybe the expectations it's a bit high right now for Breece and this Jets team, and maybe that's, you know, maybe I fed into that. You know, maybe Zach and I fed into that, but yeah, we really believe in Zach. I don't know if he will be a bust. I think he would just be like a middle of the pack running back, and maybe that is the description of a bust for Breece. But he did go in the 2nd round, so I think that's okay. Altiga said he's a Jets fan, so yeah, I'll say there's a great chance. Yeah, and the history with the Jets is not okay, and that's the same. I guess maybe I should say yes, because I think the same thing when I talk about Travis Etienne and Trevor Lawrence of the Jags. But I believe the pieces that the Jets have right now, and the pieces that they have brought in, and the head coaches and this organization are in a completely different, you know, lane compared to the Jags. So I think that is a difference for me. That's why I have more trust in the Jets than the Jags. Like, I love Etienne, I love Trevor Lawrence, but there's no like pieces to help bring them up. At least in my opinion, it was terrible this past year. The only person, I need to double check, but Doug Peterson, I don't know if he brought in a new At least I can't remember off the top of my head. I don't remember if he brought in a whole new staff when he came in, or he kind of kept some people. I just don't trust that organization. I rather trust the Jets rather than the Jags. But I think Brees would be okay, in my opinion. J. Rod, HR Derby, let's go. I have no idea what that is, but yeah, sure. In a redraft, how would you draft these second-year quarterbacks, and how much do you trust them? In redraft, I would, obviously, depending on the strat. You know, we like to get quarterbacks late in rounds. You're always going to see the Josh Allen, Mahomes, the Herbeys. You know, the top 6 guys go in the middle of the pack in redraft rounds, where I can get a Matthew Stafford in the 10th. I can get a Trey Lance, a Russell Wilson. But the second-year quarterbacks, if I had to take somebody, I think the first guy I'm taking which feels like security but also high risk, is definitely Tua. I think I like the team that's, the team with Jalen Waddle and Tyreek, and then it'll probably be Mac Jones. I think a comfortable floor there, not a mobile guy, but a guy that's going to bring you consistent, the Kirk Cousins vibes, in my opinion. He was the highest scoring quarterback in a fantasy standpoint. Not high scoring, but he finished the highest in a fantasy standpoint. Mac Jones, I think, is going to continue to be consistent and get higher and higher, especially another year with Bill Belichick. So yeah, that's what I would do. Tua, Mac Jones, then you can go Zach Wilson, Justin Fields, or Trey. But people like Trey because of the rushing upside. So it really depends. Do you want to go with high risk, high reward with Trey, someone like Trey or Justin Fields, or would you go low risk, consistency with Mac Jones? That's the thought process, and I think that's where we have to kind of evaluate it, in my opinion. That's why I prefer Mac to Zach, just because I trust the Patriots a lot more, and Mac looks like the best rookie that year, regardless of draft capital. Yeah, I think so as well. Once again, finished the highest. I think it was quarterback 18, consistent, felt consistent every week. And I know Zach said the team got better. I don't think the team got better, but I think it's another year in this offense, more comfortable. Another year with Bill. Another year knowing how to, they always say the game slows down for them in the second year or in the second half of the season for all these players. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen with Mac Jones. He's going to have more control of the field. He's going to more control of the offense. And he's going to do his thing. Not saying I think Mac Jones could be a top 5, top 10 guy. I'm saying he's just going to be consistent. All right, I'm on the clock here. I mean, I think I have to take my guy. I already know who it is. Still up there. I already have a running back. I need to get 2 more wide receivers at least. So take Elijah Moore here. Wow. Happy at the 6-7. I know it's my home league that the quarterback actually dry up pretty quick. Sweaty like us playing in smart. They draft big names. Yeah, they have to. Yeah, Tua is in like his 3rd year. You're right. I didn't think about that. This is 3rd year. I guess his 2nd year really starting, but I guess that's how I thought of it. So I guess, yeah, but I did say Mac Jones. You can go Trey Lance or Justin Fields, depending on which way you want it to go. Same thing with like Jalen Hurts. I feel like it's his 3rd year, but it's a 2nd year guy, 2nd year starting, full starting. But the team is committed. Same thing with Tua, 2nd year team fully committing to him. It's so tough, man. So tough. The draft order revealed tomorrow for our Lima League. I'm actually really excited about that one. How many days until the season starts, by the way? I think it was like 54, 53 now. I could be wrong. Elijah Moore, Sky Moore, Nick Chubb. People going. They go Ken Walker at the 5'8", Cam Akers. J.K. Dobbins went at the 6'2". A lot later than usual, I think. He usually goes, I feel like, around the 5'6". Would you rather draft a steady quarterback who has status or one more risky with rushing upside? I think it depends. For me, I will always do the rushing upside, to be completely honest. Because those guys that are steady potentially, and that maybe a little bit people don't really love, like the Golfs, the Matt Ryans. Those guys are usually available. You know, if Trey Lance is not doing this thing, Justin Fields not doing this thing, but Jared Goff or Kirk Cousins is still available in your league, in waiver wires, and you know they're averaging 15 to 18 points, and Trey Lance is just not doing it, or Justin Fields not doing it. Whoever that risky upside guy is just not doing it consistently. Maybe it's time to switch. So I would definitely go with the rushing upside, because when those guys hit and they're going, they're scoring you 25 plus points, and that can definitely bring you a win that week. So that's what I'll be doing. So also battle with back injuries for sure. Jalen has the best weapons around him. Yeah, I'm really excited for Jalen this year. I'm a believer in Jalen Hurts and everything that he can do. So we just gotta wait and see. I'm on the clock again. Let's see. I'm gonna take Elijah Mitchell here. I'm believing for some guys to fall to me, so let's see how that works out. He was behind the 8 ball coming into the league. Yeah, he missed all the training camp year 1 and wasn't ready until like week 8. You're talking about Tua. I think like they came in and they was just like, we're gonna commit to Matty Fitz, and I think that was frustrating for for us. We thought they just need to commit. I know Zach was really frustrated about that, about the upbringing of Tua, and how they should have just committed to him early on and just say, once you're ready, we are going to start you. But like they started off with, I think, Fitzgerald being the quarterback, and they were in and out. They put Tua in, they took him out. Like it just wasn't good. The upbringing, I feel like, of Tua. But now a year in his belt, another one coming in with better weapons, especially with Tyreek. We gotta wait and see. I still don't get why they hand the ball. I don't know if you're talking about Tua or Jalen, but yeah, I think it's the same thing with Jalen. The upbringing with Jalen was frustrating. I still don't get why they don't hand the ball to Sanders more due to his elite when he gets the opportunity. Yeah, for sure. We like Sanders. Yeah, G Money is kind of interesting how quickly everyone jumping off Tua. Yeah, I remember that. I think Tua is gonna ball out. Jeremy said, dude, averaged like 6 carries. For Miles Sanders. Yeah, so we love Tua. I like Jalen Hurts. Zach is not a Jalen Hurts lover. He's more skeptical on him. He doesn't believe he's a long-term answer. But yeah, I mean, I believed in Miles Sanders when he came in too. I think it was what his backup in college. I think he was really special as well. Especially when he came in, he started, I think it was a top 12 finish his rookie year, from the top 15 finish his rookie year. He was up there and he looked super explosive. He was fresh. So it's frustrating. It's frustrating for guys like Miles Sanders, but I do believe they will pass the ball more this year. The Eagles, they're not going to bring in someone like AJ Brown, and the man said Matty Fitz. You guys know Matthew Fitzpatrick. You know what? Ryan Fitzpatrick, excuse me. I actually had a teacher called Matthew Fitzgerald. I think that's why I always get confused. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's well, I don't want to speak for anyone, but I think people that are more skeptical on Jalen Hurts is because he wasn't a true passer. People didn't believe he was a true passer. I think I'm sorry. Damn it. I was hoping for one of these guys, Cortland or Allen Robinson, to fall to me. It's okay. Let me take Juju here then. Let me just double check. James, I already have Mark. Has to be Juju for me. Yeah, I think the thought process is like the upbringing of these guys and what Jalen Hurts was in college versus Tua. And the people around him, like Jalen Hurts first, this past year was terrible in passing, for sure, and I agree with that. It was bad, but I think it's going to improve. I think let's remember that was his true first year as a starter. That was the first time where a new head coach, new offensive offensive coordinator, and even the offensive coordinator was trying to figure out the first, if I'm not mistaken, first 6 or 5 weeks of the season, they didn't run the ball as much as they did. Once they got the run game going, they was like, we're just going to commit to it. And they committed to it, and he was no longer passing the ball as much. So yeah, I'm with you on that. How to be a true believer, be skeptical on Jalen. I hear you. Fish Magic, call my man by his name for sure. I can be a Trey Lance believer and now a Jalen Hurts believer. I ain't gonna say nothing. Love Hurts short term, 3 to 5 years. Not sure how he can handle the punishment of how many times he runs. I don't think he is a 10-year QB type of guy. And I think that is the argument for most people. People don't believe in the longevity of Jalen Hurts. They don't believe he is a long-term answer. You know, they don't believe he is the franchise quarterback. He's good for fantasy. I believe I saw this. I read this article. I'm pretty sure article or tweet that there was skeptics of like if Jalen Hurts can bring the team to the playoffs again, or just outside the playoff picture and compete, that this team will give him a long-term contract. You know, a 3 to 4 year contract. It may not be how much, you know, all these superstar quarterbacks are getting paid, but give him the cheap contract for, you know, maybe 2 to 3 or 4 to 3 or 3 to 4, excuse me, and then see how we go, see how you can progress, especially with AJ Brown. And if not, they'll move forward with it. I think it's a win-win if you're a Jalen Hurts owner, because I think no matter, in my opinion, where he goes, he'll be a starter because he's a mobile quarterback, and I do believe he can improve. I'm on the clock once again. Let me just see. Slim pickings already. It feels like it. Did Gabriel Davis go off? Yeah, he did. Christian Watson, Brad Knight. You know what? I'll take Ayuk here. Guy's been getting slept on a little bit. We talked about him on our live stream the other day. Can definitely see some work coming his way this year. We'll see how it goes. All right, back to the chat. What's your outlook on John Smith-Schuster? I think, look, I said this before. I think Juju's going to be successful. I'm skeptical in the dynasty perspective because I don't like to bank on 1 year guys. I think with this team and the Kansas City Chiefs, he can be successful. If they doesn't get the long-term contract, he's just going to be a team hopper. He's going to go to the next best available team, the next best team that he can get on. And I think in a dynasty perspective, I am skeptical. But this year, I do have Juju in a couple of my leagues, but that's because I have the Patrick Mahomes stack. You know, I'm drafting him with intention of the stack, and because I'm believing that the connection is going to be decent at least. I believe in his talent. I believe what he can do. What is he? 26 years old. Let's see. Yeah, 25 years old. Obviously, he missed that shoulder. He had missed almost the whole season this past year with that shoulder injury. I'm just skeptical of that 1 year deal. That's what it is for me. I want longevity in my players. You know, like Allen Robinson was there. Longevity, 3 years older. But Matthew Stafford, I believe he can continue up until that contract is finished. And then by that time, I can get another wide receiver. But I really believe in Juju and what he can do. So we'll see. What's happening? Yoki, I think it's Dom. I always want to say some other name. Like, I guess it's Dom or Dominic anyways. Gator fan, since my league started 2 quarterbacks, should I try to hedge my bet and draft someone like Lamar, Kyler, or Fields, and then just get steadiness with the likes of Stafford, Rodgers, or Brady? Like Lamar, Kyler, Fields, and then get steady with. Yeah, I think that's a fair play. I personally wouldn't mind that. If this is, are you talking about if this is redraft? 30-second clock, love that. We're gonna do 30 seconds right after this, guys. Thanks for reminding me, Gator. If this is redraft, I'm okay. I'm okay with doing that. If this is like a 2 quarterback redraft league, I think that's okay. If this is dynasty, I think you have to go with Lamar, Kyler's, or Fields, depending on where you are on the board, and then go. Let me just change this clock. Sorry, guys. Shit's hard when you're doing this shit by yourself. Tell you that much. Not hard. You just gotta pay attention to a lot of things. Draft settings, 30 seconds, update. He said yes, redraft. Okay. Yeah, I'm okay with that in redraft. What you said. Justin makes a huge difference in year 2. Resume draft, my bad. It makes a huge difference in year two in system when an alpha wide receiver and Devonta Smith year develop. I agree 100%. Schultz going before TJ Hawkinson. People love Schultz. People love him, man. They've been taking him extremely high. I mean, I think we see him as high where Kelsey was. It was like Kelsey, and then he will go at the end of the 5th, early 6th. I feel like this is kind of not late for us, but it feels about right. He goes from like early 6th to mid 8th. Steve says kind of tough to play by betting on anything over 5 years, really more than 3 years out. Yeah. Come get Davis in the Kilo League. We can talk. Mahomes raw stack believe LT get in. Yeah, people like Ross. We gotta wait and see what that looks like. Sam needs to level out these bias. Where's Zach at? He's coming. He'll be back tomorrow, man. Love the content. All love, man. Thank you, G Money, ATJ. 5-second cloud. That's funny. Let me make my camera a little bit smaller here for you guys. And I'm on the clock. Let me just make a pick then first. Kadarius Toney literally went right before. Let me just double check where we go. I'm gonna take Jahan Dotson. All right, make my camera smaller, just so y'all can see the board a little bit better. Oh, that feels better. Was awful Eckler for Dalvin Cook and a 2023 second. I have Cook. What do you think? I would take that. I would take Eckler. I'm okay with that. Dalton Schultz should unite. Which player do you think is getting so much hype this year, but would just fail miserably? Man, that is a good question. That is a great question. Maybe James Conner. I think he can fail miserably. Every time I've drafted James, I'm always getting multiple running back depths because I think he can be valuable for like the weeks that he is healthy, which I mean you hope that is every single week. But I said this is not if it's when he gets injured. Fail miserably, like it's just gonna fail completely. I guess DJ Moore, we would say. I think we can both agree on DJ, and maybe it's not even fail. I think fail miserably is really, really tough. Like fail miserably is like they're drafting him, like we're drafting Cooper Kupp and he's gonna be outside the top 30. Like I think that's miserable. But I don't think that is. I think that's so extreme and maybe a little bit unrealistic. I'm gonna take Ramondre here. It's just show comes get Jahan, see but Becky likes him too. That's so funny. Brandon, we getting some grades tonight. We'll probably do some grades. I think what I would rather do is answer some questions at the end. If people want to stay back and have any questions or have a little conversations, I'd rather do that than grade. I like grading, but I think sometimes it's just all bias, you know. It's just all bias on who we believe in and what we believe in. I think everyone's believes in people a little bit differently, so I think it's a little bit tough in my opinion. Are we gonna do mock draft tonight? Gator fan said. I wasn't planning on it. depends on how long this draft goes, but I definitely want to get some questions in. You know, the season's coming up. Let's talk a little bit of bias stuff. I don't know. Let's stir the pot. I like to stir the pot, you know. It would have to be someone falls off like the age cliff. Yeah, potentially. It's so tough when you think of that, you know, like I can't think of anyone in this top maybe 2 rounds that are going to fail miserably. Maybe Brees, but then like I can't see that. I don't think that's miserable. Like, I don't know. That's tough. I told you I like him, but I don't think I can sacrifice a 23 first for him. Wait, who are you talking about? I don't remember. You told you I like him, but you think sacrifice a 23 first with him. Don't remember who that is. I need to double check our chat. Take D Mills, Cook, and Davis Mills, and Brandon Cooks, and Aaron stacks, so Aaron Jones and Aaron Rodgers. Take the D Mills, Cook. I'm a little bit confused, Brandon. So take Davis Mills and Brandon Cooks, or Aaron Rodgers and Aaron Jones. I would take. I mean, I think if you win now, I'm taking Aaron Rodgers and the Aaron stack. And Aaron Jones. Just clarify that with me. I'll take it. Javonte, the team may go full pass offense for the next 5 years. I hear you. Why wouldn't they just keep the ball in Russell's hand? I mean, Russell Wilson has been successful with a successful run game. So is that going to be the same here? I mean, I think Javonte excuse me. I think Javonte can definitely do it. Just gotta wait and see how it looks, especially with Melvin there. Excuse me. I'm on the clock here. Let's see. You know what? I'm okay taking Adam Thielen here. What, my wide receiver 4 here? Ooh, my wide receiver 6. I mean, why not? Oh, Jahan. Yeah, we can talk about him. All right, how do you try to use value during the season? For instance, pick values drops and veteran values rise. Do you try to keep the same kind of validation year round or ride the wave? Oh, value during, for instance, pick values drops and veterans value rise. I think I'm a person that rides the wave because I think it's going to continue. It's like I think it's like the stock. I feel like it goes up and down, you know? I think in the beginning of the year, everyone's all about the picks and all about the youth. And then people are going to go to like the veterans in the middle of the year because the veterans got the swing of things. You see them getting more targets or whatever. And maybe at the end of the season, that whole time the veterans gets hurt. And then you got to go to the youth, you got to go back to the youth. So I think I ride the wave, kind of find validation if it comes to me, in my opinion. Hopefully that answers the question. Yeah, 15 rounds here, Brandon. Sorry, I got a call. All right. I bet you something else in mind. Chef sent me an offer, right? Kilo League has been pumping, man. I've been trying to trade the whole time. See if there's another running back out there. Look at my team. Mom. I'm gonna do Wando. Training camp. I think some teams are reporting to training camp tomorrow, your guys' time. Technically right now is Tuesday. So tomorrow, right now is Monday, excuse me. Over here is Tuesday. Tuesday morning for you guys, some teams, the rookies have to report to training camp, and then the week after, the vets, and that's when training camp, officially starts. Kilos, that's it. Who finishes wide receiver one? Who finished number one on the Giants at wide receiver this season? Man, it's a great question. Saquon. I think it has to be Kenny G. I think if he can stay healthy, maybe not. Yeah, I think he has to be Kenny G, in my opinion. I love Kadarius Toney, and I still believe in Kadarius Toney. I think he will be a close second. I think all the money they invested in Kadarius Toney, I think they want to get as much out of him, because I do believe they have an out on him at the end of 2023 or end of this year. And if they can see if they can stay healthy, or maybe just take the cap hit, but maybe it's just too much at the same time. Freaking Gettleman really put these guys in a shit position. So I think it has to be Kenny G. The talent's there. If he can stay healthy, I mean, he can definitely finish as a top 12, top 15 wide receiver. If Daniel Jones could make that possible, we just gotta wait and see what that looks like. Don't be afraid to sell high on veterans mid-season, especially when you aren't competing for a champion. Yeah, I agree. I think that answers Steve's question. I think Waddle is a good example. Last season, he was valued as a defense flex play. Then soon after the season ended, he was viewed like the wide receiver 8, just off hype for sure. And that's what I'm saying. I think that's why you have to ride the wave. As much as sometimes I want to sell immediately, I ride the wave a little bit. But I mean, I think it all depends on certain situations as well. Kind of like what G Money said. So high in the veterans mid-season. Someone like a DeAndre Hopkins that goes crazy. Someone like an Allen Robinson, where I think that's what's going to happen. I think a lot of people are going to sell Allen Robinson because they're going to see the hype and be like, there's a perfect opportunity for me to get a younger wide receiver. There's the perfect opportunity for me to get another first round pick, whatever the case may be. Even though you can get a first round, I think you can get a first round now, but people are more hesitant. It's harder. It's a harder conversation. People need to see it first. And that's the same thing with like Antonio Gibson for me. If I see Antonio Gibson and he has a game, let's say he has a 14-point game and then a 20-point game the next week, I'm trying to sell immediately, because I'm somebody that, and this is my bias, that I don't believe Antonio Gibson is going to continue being a top guy that he was, especially with Brian Robinson there. So yeah, you got to ride the wave sometimes. Let me just get ready for my pick. I always do this. Every single time I draft Wandale and then Kenny G falls to me. It's just like, do I take Kenny G? I'm going to do it anyway. I've done it in every single league, especially in Dynasty Startup. Gator fan, can there be a good bit of variety? Any advice when making positional tiers? As there can be a good bit of variety. Any advice when making positional tiers? For positional tiers, I think, I look at how the person's career has been as a whole, and then look at their workload and their team, the targets that they have accumulated, and then I'll break it down from there. But also you have to look at, how they finish, and it's hard to look too far back, because, someone like a Cooper Kupp that didn't finish as a top 10 guy the year before, or top 15 guy the year before, where he finished wide receiver 1, it's a little bit different. But for making tiers, I think you just have to evaluate each and every person in however way you like to value them, and then tier them, and then it's also a little bit of like knowledge and understanding and looking at these players' workload, and then also like your gut feelings and beliefs. And I think that's what's really hard for me, because I'm a gut feeling and belief person. When I always say this, Zach is always about numbers. He definitely uses his gut and beliefs a lot for it, but I tend to use more of my gut, and I think that's where a lot of the controversy comes from me. You know, people say, well, I can't believe Badaki would say that, or I can't believe he thinks that way. Because a lot of people, especially in fantasy, love the analytics. I do too. I think there's a good even balance. I feel like I believe I have a good even balance of like having my gut and beliefs. And I think when you're making your tiers, sorry, I'm on the clock again. This is the last round, guys. By the way, then we do some questions of people. If you guys want to just talk, chat it up. Don't tell Dad. No, you can tell him. He knows. He knows. We've had conversations about this all the time, and it's just things that he said we can only stay up till 9. That's funny. But to get back to your question, Gators, if you want to do your tiers, I think what I do is I put them all in the order that I want, and then I'll tier them. You know, look at how they finished before, look at their workload, and then break it down. Yeah, and that's what people do, you know, like, and I'm okay with it. It's just however you want your platform to be. You know, people are really like quick to bring up analytics, which is fine. Like, I'm here. I hear the analytics. I'm with you. I've seen it. But is that truly my belief? You're looking at the numbers, but I'm telling you what I believe. Am I disagreeing with the numbers? In some way, shape, or form, yes. But like, for example, like last round here, guys, by the way, and then I'll continue the conversation with Casey. Casey, you sent me a trade, by the way, and I did not forget. I have been pondering. I don't know if it was you. I know you wanted Jerry Jeudy, or you wanted me to send Jerry Jeudy. Let's double check. Mr. Gronk. Ooh. All right. Let's get these questions up. Just ask any questions. Yeah, it was me. Yeah, just ask any questions you like. I'll be here for another 10, maybe 15 minutes, just answering any questions here. Still, a couple people here watching, 29 people. If you can drop a like as well, that's awesome. Zach is not here. He's away on a little anniversary trip with some people, with his wife. And he will be back tomorrow for our Lima draft order reveal, which is awesome. But yeah, you know, I just like to go, I guess to sum it up, I like to go with my gut more times than not. And I think that is the controversy, especially when it comes down to me. And you're right, Steve. People act like they're prophets, knowing that they're going to bring up numbers, but it's this, and this. Sometimes the numbers are not right, and sometimes they are. I hear you. Like, I hear those people, and they're really big on analytics, and analytics is a big part of it. But I also like to balance analytics and my feeling, because I think most of the time, people won't say it, but they'll go with their gut feeling, you know. And sometimes they have the backing of the analytics, or maybe they don't have the backing. You know, right now, all we have for the backing of Travis Etienne was he played with Trevor Lawrence in college, and he was a great pass catching back. He was explosive, and he was a top scoring guy, or top. Zach always says, I forget what it is. It's like top. He had the most scoring points, most rushing yards or passing yards by a running back in the division that he played in. We haven't seen him on the field. What makes you think he's gonna be good in the NFL? How many people have we seen come to the NFL and not be good? And there were perfect example. Tim Tebow, perfect example. Johnny Manziel, perfect example. Baker Mayfield. Obviously, these are quarterbacks I can think on the top of my head. I can't really think of running backs or anyone that was amazing, or wide receivers that were amazing in college and coming to the NFL. But like, just gut feeling sometimes. You gotta go with it. I watch ADB consensus tiers, then they try to target my favorite players each time, but I try not to jump more the tower or two in many validations. One or two in my validations, right? That's fair. Say. Give it a say. What I want to say. Once again, patreon.com, guys, if you're still here, patreon.com/fantasylandfam. Best way to support the show. We are no longer taking Dynasty leagues, but we are doing redraft leagues, which is awesome. So if you want to be part of our redraft league, we do have a redraft channel as well. I'll post both links in the chat here. If you want, this is if you want to join Patreon, and if you want to join one of our redraft, that's to join our Patreon if you want to join our redraft leagues. But if you want to check out our redraft channel where we just drop some videos there, I'll post it in the chat as well. Let's see. And that is our redraft channel. And we're already doing redraft leagues. We already have a bunch of people signed up for redraft that already signed up to Best of Both Worlds, or just signed up for the redraft content as well. It's going to be crazy. And Steve, you're right. It's going to be a busy season. I'm excited. I'm excited for the football season in general. Like I said, what is it? 50 something days already? 53, 54 days. Preseason is happening. So, it's all love as always. Tunchi, always end up going win now-ish. When I draft on here, lots of players always fall. Absolutely. Players always fall. And I think a lot of people have taken into that the past couple leagues. The Kilo, I think the Lima's league is going to be like that as well. The Kilo, the Julian, the India league. So many win now teams. It's been crazy. So it's awesome. It's really awesome. Any last minute questions here? I'll be here for another couple minutes. I head off. I see people heading off already. I'm pretty sure it's late now over there. It's 11:12. 11:12 here in beautiful Sydney, Australia. I'm gonna get some breakfast. What's for breakfast, babe? What's for breakfast? She had toast, not me. I'm joking. All right, yeah. Once again, all love. If you guys want to join our redraft league, links in the description below. Patreon.com/FantasylandFam. We will see you tomorrow for the Lima draft order reveal. We cannot wait for that. Zach is back tomorrow as well for our live streams, and then we're back in business. And then 2 weeks, a week and a half away from mini camp or training camp, excuse me. So I cannot wait. It's all love, Tunchi. All love. Steve, thank you for everyone coming through. We appreciate each and every one of you for supporting. Have a good night.